What's up, Benchwarmers? It's been a while. I've been kind of inactive, and I have not completed my predictions. Reason being, I did a prediction for every single team. Every single team. And I did it all in like one day. Had an off day. I decided to be productive. I did it all, and the audio came back horrible. And like everything was unusable. So I deleted it all and I just did not have the energy to do it again. I didn't have anything. I was so annoyed. So I put it off for way too long, and instead of just continuing it, today this will be the final prediction video, and I'm just gonna do every single one I didn't do. I'm pretty sure I started doing the South and didn't continue it, so I'm just gonna go by little by little. I'm not really going to go much into games. I'll go into the division the division leading, or anybody that made the playoffs. I already went over Patriots. I'm not sure if I went over the South. Patriots and Jets I went over. I'm not sure if I went over the South, so I'll go with the Colts. This is a schedule. I have the Broncos upsetting them. I I don't have this. I'm gonna go. This is for the playoffs, I guess. I'll go Uh, yeah, Colts over Jets. But yeah, I have Falcons taking it, Broncos upsetting the Colts, Chargers taking it, Texans, division rivals are always going to take, most of the time, going to take at least one. And I have the Jaguars second in the division. I got the Titans upsetting them here, and I got the Chargers taking them here, Colts taking them, and the Jets taking them. Pretty self-explanatory. I guess I'll go with the North. No, I'll do the North last. Chargers. I have the Chiefs uh, really regressing this year because I just didn't like what they did on defense. I got the Broncos. I don't trust their team, and I don't trust the Raiders as well. Yeah, they kind of improved, but they have to prove it to me that they can actually pull it together. They got good players, but do they fit? Now with the Chargers, I got the Lions upsetting them, the Vikings taking it, and the Chiefs taking the final game. Bears taking it. I got them beating the Packers. I think it's all right. Just keep in mind if you're mad at my predictions, I'm wrong a lot, and there's going to be some NFC North guys that are going to just call me a homer, which I can't disagree. I'm very optimistic about my team. Going to the North, I have the Steelers going 9-7, Ravens having a huge regression. I don't really believe in Lamar Jackson, and Bengals are just garbage. Well, and also I'll just quick overview every division, I guess. So the Texans, I got 9-7. They're still good, but just not good enough. They don't have easy schedule. And the Titans, I just don't trust their team. They got a pretty good defense, but on offense, who do they have? Derrick Henry. That's about it. I don't trust Mariota, and behind him is Ryan Tannehill, and I don't trust him either because he's been hurt so many times. So is Mariota. I just don't trust him. All right, back to the Browns. I got the Browns taking the 2 seed. I got I got it pretty even, I think, between the division. Obviously, only the Bengals not beating them at all. I don't have the Bengals really beating much of any. Just don't. 49ers upsetting. I got the Ravens upsetting because I have them bad, but the Ravens always play hard, especially at home. And I got the Steelers taking one. Now let's go to the NFC. Starting with the West, I got let's see, Seahawks. I got 10-6, just barely missing the playoffs. I think Seahawks still have a decent roster, but I think 49ers have something to prove. And the Cardinals, they've got Kyler Murray, yes, but they didn't really improve anything else on their team. I'm coughing. I don't have a voice. Screaming at a baseball game. That's why. They got Cardinals. They got Kyler Murray. It's going to be a couple of years before they can actually contend or even be not garbage. Yeah, you have a good quarterback and Larry Fitzgerald. You got Chandler Jones and Patrick Peterson and maybe David Johnson. I just don't see it. But anyway, to the Rams. I got the Saints, taking the revenge game, and I got the Seahawks taking one because it's in Seattle. They're gonna play pretty hard there, but for the most part, I have them winning it. Like I got them going 14-2. This one's gonna be a tough matchup for them because the Bears are also a very good team. Like they have probably the best defense in the NFL, maybe second to Jags. I think it's the best, especially with Khalil Mack. Their offense is very questionable to me, and that's the only reason I have the Rams winning. Is I don't quite trust the Bears offense yet. Um, but yeah, I got the Rams going 14-2, taking the 1 seed. Oh, and the 1 seed in the AFC is the Chargers, 2 seed being the Browns. Ooh, Patriots are a 3 seed. They don't have a bye. Ooh. Let's go. I did the East already, and now we'll go with the South. I got the Falcons barely missing the playoffs as well with 10-6. I think the Falcons are gonna come back pretty big. They were with injuries last year. They're a lot better than what their record said. I think they're a better team. I think they could definitely make the playoffs. I think they might be a wild card team if it's not one of the other guys I picked here. Because I highballed a lot of guys and lowballed a lot of guys. Like it'll probably be a lot more even than what I have it. I have it very one sided on just about every one of my predictions for a division. But all right, let's go with the Falcons. Yeah, 10-6. Buccaneers and Panthers. Buccaneers. They got Bruce Arians, but they got Jameis Winston as their quarterback, and I don't know. I don't see with their schedule they face. Look at all these opponents. 49ers going to be good. Panthers, I think they split because I think the Panthers are, I don't know if Cam Newton's going to play. I'm kind of judging this based off of him not playing. London, that could go either way because it's London, but they play some pretty tough opponents here. So, yeah. But now let's go with the Saints. Oh, yeah, with the Panthers 2-14, it's because I don't have Cam Newton playing. And I actually just watched All or Nothing, and after watching that, I realized that they don't have as many pieces to be contenders as I originally thought. So without Cam Newton, they're kind of not really worth that much. So that's saying something about Cam Newton, I get. Yeah, I don't know. Depends on if he comes back or not. But with the Saints, I got them going 13-3 with the 3 seed. And that's probably just based off of how they do against other teams that are in the playoffs. But I got the Seahawks upsetting, I got the Falcons upsetting, and I got the 49ers upsetting. I think Drew Brees is very hungry. I'm going to have them beating the 49ers, though. I think, Jimmy Garoppolo's got something to prove after being hurt, and the 49ers definitely have something to prove. But the Saints, they're hungry. They want that Super Bowl, especially after that heartbreak last year. So, yeah, 13-3 for the Saints. Now with the North. Yeah, I'm a Packer fan. I'm a homer, blah, blah, blah. Don't care. But with the Lions, yes, they improved their roster, but Patricia has to prove he can actually win. And this is a big improvement from last year. So I'm giving them some credit, but I just don't see it. They're the Lions. They're not known for winning, and until they start, I'm not going to buy it. I have them winning a couple of good games, though. For the Vikings, I have them, kind of staying at where they're at. They're probably, I don't know. I've heard one thing on the radio that their defense gets more credit than they should because they get a lot of plays from teams making mistakes and not them making plays. And that being brought to my attention was kind of a good point because that did happen a lot. That 49ers game, week 1, George Kittle catches one of those catches that he dropped so many catches that game. Had nothing to do with coverage. He just dropped them. That's just one example
I'd have to come up with other examples. I didn't really think about that. Maybe I'll make another video if people want it. But yeah, Vikings. I mean, people are going to be mad. I have the Packers taking both, and people are going to say, "Oh, the Packers are they haven't won against the Vikings in 2 years," and I'll get to that in a bit. But they have a very tough schedule. I have them beating the opponents they should. Kirk Cousins hasn't shown me he can win against winning teams, so we will see. It's Vikings again. Bears with the 5th seed going 11-5, regressing a little bit, but not by much because it's still the same team. Only difference is Vic Fangio is gone, and I think that's a lot bigger hit than what people want to admit. But whatever. I'm gonna have the Bears taking Week 1 against the Packers. I don't necessarily like that, but the Packers have a new head coach, and I mean, this is going to be an ugly game, kind of like Week 1 was last year. I mean, both teams are going to probably play pretty sloppy. I think the offense of the Packers is going to struggle, and the defense is actually going to keep them in. I think the Packers' defense has greatly improved, and I don't know how Matt LaFleur's offense is going to be. I got the Saints taking them because they're just a better overall team. Bears have the better defense, but the Saints are just kind of crazy on offense. If they keep what they did last time, I think the Lions are going to upset the Bears at Soldier Field. Division rivals, they always play really tough. I think the Lions are going to be better this year. I think they're going to have a decent defense, especially now that they have Mike Daniels, who I kind of want to cry that he's a Lion, and he has said things that have hurt my feelings. Coughing again. I already talked about the Rams. I got the Packers taking it in Week 15, because that's Week 15 and Week 1 going to be two completely different games. One's at Soldier Field, one's in Lambeau. They're sloppy here. Packers, depending how the season goes, they're going to get going, and this one's actually at Lambeau. It's going to be different. And then I have the Vikings kind of taking it. I'm going to have the Bears beating the Redskins. I'm going to have the Bears actually beating the Rams. Interesting. What did I do? What have I done? Everything. And now for the Packers. I have the Packers going 13-3, being the 2nd seed. Yes, I'm a homer. I don't care. This is optimistic Packer fan me. This, I think, could be their ceiling. I'll show you what their floor is. This is the floor. So they're either 5-11, 13-3, somewhere in between. Odds are they'll probably. Oh wait, actually 4-11 is their floor. Forgot about that. But what did I? Crap. I gotta see if I can remember what I had. Was it this one? It was okay. So that's I had the Packers doing this. Okay, there we go. That's it. That one. Okay, 13-3. So 5-11 or 4-11 is their floor. 13-3 is probably their ceiling. It's probably going to be somewhere in between. I've said this in other videos. I'm wrong a lot. The Packers are probably not going 13-3. It would be amazing. This is like best case scenario. Everything is going right. Matt LaFleur was the correct hire. Aaron Jones is what we think. The second year receivers take a step up. The defense is what we think the defense is what we think it can be after they made all those signings and they drafted pretty high on defense. And and Matt LaFleur's offense is the biggest thing. Also, if Aaron Rodgers doesn't get hurt game 1, that was the big thing last year. He had a broken tibia and I don't think it was torn. It might have been torn or sprained MCL. That's a pretty big injury, especially when it was on his planting leg. Like, he couldn't put as much oomph, if that is the correct technical term I don't know. He just couldn't get as much force behind his throws. He still threw for over 4,000 yards and 2 picks. He was a lot more careful with the ball, but he was also very frustrated with Mike McCarthy. There was a whole thing. This is basically best case scenario.
49ers, I kind of have them upsetting the Packers because I think the Packers are going to have the better roster. But, you know, Shanahan versus LaFleur, they were kind of together. They kind of know each other. I think Shanahan, I mean, hell, the 49ers almost beat us with freaking, oh, God, what was it? I don't even know his name.
I mean, I liked him last year.
God.
Mullen, Nick Mullen, that's his name. They almost beat us with Nick Mullen. I just don't know. I mean, I think the Packers' offense is going to be different. It's definitely going to be different. But and then I have the Vikings losing twice to the Packers. I don't think this is the same Packers team that they have played for the past 2 years. The defense on the Packers is way better. I still don't trust Kirk Cousins, and I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be pissed at the Vikings. I am banking on two things, basically. At its core, I'm banking on the defense being at least top 15, and Aaron Rodgers returning to being Aaron Rodgers. I think they could beat the Bears week 1. I think they could beat the Chargers. I think they could beat the 49ers. I think they could beat
any of these teams any given week. But will they? I think this is going to be the stretch at the beginning here because they always kind of struggle at the beginning, especially since this is a new offense. I think they could definitely lose to the Vikings, Eagles, and Cowboys. They could even lose to the Lions. I don't think they will because not the last time they lost to the Lions, but last year when they played the Lions and lost is just because of a bunch of missed kicks. And then, the last time they played it, they were playing DeShone Kizer, who I just don't trust at all. So that is my playoff scenario. I don't really know how to get, playoffs. Okay, what's this? This is the playoffs now. Teams on a bye are the Chargers, Browns, Rams, and Packers. I'm going to take the Colts over the Jets. It's actually kind of tough. I think I'm going to take Tom Brady over the Jaguars. I know the Jaguars probably going to be mad about that, and it's also Nick Foles. But you never know. I'm going to take the Bears over the Redskins and the Saints over the 49ers. Now, Browns, Patriots, I'm going to take the Brownies, and then I'm going to take the Colts over the Chargers. Ooh, the upset. I don't want to be boring. I don't want it to be like, oh, the 1 and 2 seeds made it. Packers, Bears, boom. I think that's Packers and Bears is very possible. It could also be very possible for Saints, Rams again. That would be interesting, but I'm hoping it's Packers and then Packers, Rams, Packers, Bears, I don't care. I just want Packers in the NFC Championship, and I want them to win the Super Bowl. I'm probably going to be a super homer in this playoff prediction. So, okay, I'll do 2 predictions. This will be my homer prediction, and then I'll do another one right after. I'm going to take the Colts to win. I love what the Browns have done. They could win the Super Bowl. They have the roster. I don't think they're going to do it. I think they need at least another year. They have playoff experience now. That's one thing that the Browns definitely don't have is playoff experience. So I'm gonna have the Colts winning, going to their first Super Bowl without Peyton Manning, first Super Bowl with Andrew Luck, and then the Packers, and then the Packers are gonna win. So that is my homer one. Here is my other prediction, which I'm really only changing a couple of things. I'll do that then. And now I'll still have Colts, and this time the Saints. And then I'll have the Saints winning. Oh, and that's a rematch. So, obviously I want the Packers to win the Super Bowl, but if it's not them, I'm going to go with the Saints. Finally, Drew Brees getting that other ring. So, 20 minutes. Wow, that's a lot longer than I usually have done lately, but I kind of went through the whole league. I was kind of rushing through it. I'm not going to have any kind of music or editing. I'm just kind of rushing to get this out there because as of today, this is Monday, July 29th.
as you can see down here. And football starts this week, and I want to get this out before that. So, if you like the video, subscribe. If you don't like the video, subscribe. Tell me what you think in the comments. Probably going to call me an idiot. I wouldn't blame you, because I'm going to be wrong. I think Steelers or Ravens could easily, be a wild card or even take the division. I think the AFC South is kind of a toss-up with teams. The Titans are probably going to be better than what I think. Texans could be number one again, or even a wild card. Jets, I don't know if they'll even do that. Maybe the Bills are better than I expect, and the Dolphins are actually down at the bottom. I wouldn't be surprised with that. Chiefs maybe not regressing. Raiders could be way better than I'm expecting. And, oh, there it is. There is my official non-homer bracket. But I'm going to go back to my homer bracket because, let's see, when was that? That was wild card. Nope. And there we go. Whoops. There we go. There we go. Yeah. That's the real one. That's the real bracket right there. That's it. I'm not a homer or nothing. All right, so where was I? Okay. The NFC North, honestly, any of these teams could take it. I think it's going to be a lot more even than what I have. Although I do think I have these guys pretty. I think for the bottom of the division being 7-9 compared to the rest of these, I'm giving the Lions a lot of credit for that. I'm giving the NFC North a lot of credit. It's probably just because I pay more attention to the North since my team's in the North. But yeah, and then I think the Lions they do have a better roster than what I'm giving them credit for. But they have to prove to me they can win. And then the Vikings, Kirk Cousins I just don't trust it. I am just shocked how well they were able to keep their players in free agency. But the Bears, I think are going to regress because they had no injuries on their defense last year. That's not going to happen 2 years in a row. I still think the Bears are going to regress. I will stand by that. If I'm wrong, oh well, I'm wrong a lot. And then the Packers, I think the NFC North is the only division in football where every team has a shot. I just don't see that in any other league or any other division. There's always at least one. Well, I guess no, the AFC South I could see any of these teams probably taking it. But like I said, I just don't trust the Titans. I don't trust their quarterback situation. I don't trust their offense, except for Derrick Henry. But there you have it. Packers or the Saints are winning the Super Bowl. That's how it's gonna go. I guess that's it. I can't believe this is such a long video, but if you made it this far, thanks. And if you didn't, I don't blame you.